you guys doing? I'm good. Yeah, go Niners. That's right.
Gary's off the injury list. Do you anticipate him to play tonight?
Yeah, Gary will play tonight.
What kind of minutes restriction, if any, does he have?
There's not really a number, but he will definitely be on the floor, especially with the matchups that we're looking at. They have three of the elite scorers in the league, so he'll find his way onto one of those guys at some point.
Hey, Steve, piggybacking off that, Gary's back. How do you feel his game specifically fits into the identity you guys have developed over the last couple of weeks?
Well, our defense has gotten better. We've played with more pace. We're attacking the rim a little bit more. Gary is he's such an interesting player because he's almost like a 6'3" power forward in some ways. So he's a little bit lineup dependent. So we'll have him in certain combinations, but we absolutely want him to do what he does best, which is to generate steals, deflections, dive to the rim, finish around the basket, and those things, as I said, they kind of fit into the way we've been playing anyway. We're playing with a little more athleticism, a little more pop, and he fits right into that.
Hey, Steve, so off of that, notice you guys have been playing a lot faster, and I think in the past month you guys are top 5 in terms of pace. Has there been a more concerted effort there? What's the reasoning behind that?
Draymond's return combined with the new starting lineup of Wiggs and J.K. with Draymond. BP playing a lot. BP plays fast. The ball gets moved when he's out there. He throws it ahead. So those are all factors. But our defense is better. I think over the last 10 games, we're number 1 in the league in half-court defense. Our transition defense has been bad. We're still trying to improve there, but much better in the half-court. And because we're better, we're getting more stops, getting more deflections, more rebounds, turnovers, we're able to run and generate a little more pace.
With Chris Paul being the only one on the injury report, he traveled with you guys. He got some shots up before games. Is he getting closer as well?
When's our next update on Chris Paul?
On
Tuesday, thank you.
Yeah.
Are you sensing as your team gets healthier, does that coincide with the momentum that you're trying to build right now?
Yeah. I think the momentum coincides with Draymond's return, and I think the shift in the lineups. I think the young guys have been brilliant. Lester and Gui have infused us with energy. And I think all of that has led to a few wins, and the wins lead to everybody feeling better, and everyone feeling better leads to momentum.
Do you have a Super Bowl prediction?
Right here. Go Niners.
For Lester and Gui, it's not always easy to be a two-way player or a guy at the end of the bench to be that infusion of energy. Maybe there's some, is it my place, looking around with who else is on the floor with you. What do you think about their spirit or just I'm going to go get them, I'm going to make the most of this opportunity?
Well, they're smart. If you're a young player and you don't play very often and you don't play hard, you're in big trouble, So these guys are getting their opportunity, and they both play extremely hard. Lester's ball pressure defensively has made a real impact for us. Guy's awareness, his passing ability, cutting awareness. He just plays hard every second. He's had some sprints back in transition that are, you have to watch the tape 3 times to just believe how fast he's sprinting, and especially in a year where the transition defense has been bad. That just gives us a huge lift. And it's an example, too, to our other guys. Like, this is how it's got to look. And they've been really good. But that's, young guys coming off the bench better bring energy, and they better bring life and joy and ball movement. And that's what those two guys are doing.
Hey, Coach. Draymond's impact on the court has obviously been, positive. I'm just curious, part of the reason for his suspension and part of the work he was going to do was to focus on himself as a person. I'm curious if you've seen any change in his demeanor, his approach, anything since he's been back from suspension.
Been perfect. We did not want him to, be Mr. Goody Two-Shoes. We wanted him to be himself, but not go over the line. And is Mr. Goody Two-Shoes politically correct? I'm not going to get fired, am I?
You just said it.
I said it twice. So I apologize to anybody out there who I have offended with the use of the expression "Goody Two-Shoes." So let's get that clear. So please don't I just want to, the political correctness police. Please don't come after me for that. Anyway, we want him to be on the officials, but not yell, profanity at the official. That's what he's doing. Like, he's himself, but he's not crossing the line. He's been great.
Coach, I'm looking at the Suns. They're a different team when you last saw them in December. Obviously, Brad now, they've got more continuity. What's the biggest challenge you see facing them now that they've had their big three play probably 15, 16 straight games?
Yeah, I mean, when we last played them, they hadn't developed any kind of continuity yet, and now you can see, they've got a lot of continuity. They're playing at a really high level. They constantly have, two of the best offensive guys in the league on the floor together. I think Grayson Allen is a really underrated player, connector, sees the pictures well, so that, you send a double at one of the big three. He's the guy who's moving to the right spot, moving the ball on. Somebody else is getting a wide open look. And then I think Nurkic is playing at a high level too. So Phoenix is playing a lot better than when we saw him earlier. But so are we. And, we feel good about our momentum right now. We got to keep things going.
Hey, Coach. You've maintained a lot of positivity here at the podium, even with a couple of really tough one-point losses. And it seems like after a 4-1 road trip, the team's starting to find a little bit of form. What are some of the things that you saw on a day-to-day basis that might not always be televised that allowed you to keep that belief?
Our guys are fantastic. They're great guys. They really are. Every single one of them I enjoy seeing every day. They enjoy being together. The vibe in our building all year has been fantastic. Started out that way, and even, once we kind of went south, the guys stayed with, the vibe and the connection, and nothing's changed, and that's always a great sign. I think as a coach, you can always kind of feel it, what kind of group you have, and is a group connected, and they're really well connected, and, like a group of old high school buddies, like that kind of connection.